Floor installation tutorial. Preparation before installation. Preparation before installation. Level, cutting knife, measuring tape, hygrothermograph, tri-square, pencil and pull-back hook, wood wedge. Clean the floor. Use a level to measure the flatness of the floor. The height difference of the ground should be with 2 millimeters. Make sure the door can be opened properly before installing the floor. Floor installation. Place wooden wedges before installation to resolve 8 to 10 millimeters extension joint. The first floor is positioned against the wall next to wooden wedges. For the first floor, make sure that the groove faces outward, and then insert the short edge of the second piece into the short edge groove of the first piece. Make sure the joint is closed and install in turn. When installing to the last piece of the first row, measure first and resolve 8 to 10 millimeters extension joint. Then measure the floor and cut. A knife or a professional cutting tool, please be safe. When installation is inconvenient, you can temporarily take off the wooden wedges, but please note to resolve appropriate expansion joint. Also make sure it fits into the groove of the previous piece. Before installing the floor of the first piece of the second row, cut it in half to ensure that it is a I-shaped pavement. The same is the two sides of the groove outward. Leave appropriate expansion, the short side against the wood wedges. This side is the groove, which is also the short side of the floor. When install the second piece of the second row, you need to install the short side first. Once the short side is closed, squeeze in the long side. When the long side is closed, the floor is done. You can also use a small wooden piece, put it on the side, then tap gently with a small wooden hammer on the other side. Be careful not to push too hard as long as make sure the seam is closed. Similarly, the long side can also be operated in this way. To the last row, first measure the length. Pay attention to resolve expansion joints. Both sides of the piece should be measured and marked on the floor for cutting. Pullback hook can be used to help close the edge to ensure that the long side seam Special case handling. Encounter L-shaped or U-shaped corner edging, or need to drill the floor situation. First measure the size that needs to be cut. if it is against to the wall, and reserve expansion joints. Cut according to the dimensions marked. Finally, align and install. Finally, pay attention to the seam of the floor. Precautions.